Overnight, perhaps the biggest key to the investigation into the Las Vegas massacre, Stephen Paddock's girlfriend, Mary Lou Danley, returned to the U.S. from the Philippines. She arrived at LAX late Tuesday night and was immediately met by federal agents. In Australia, Danley's sisters are speaking out about her relationship with Paddock.
She didn't even know that she's going to the Philippines until Steve said, "Oh, Mary Lou, I found you a cheap ticket." He sent her away so that he can plan what he's planning without interruptions. In that sense, I thank him for sparing my sister's life, but that won't be to compensate 59 people's life.
This as police release new body cam video showing the tense moments as officers attempt to approach the Mandalay Bay Hotel.
We see muzzle flash from the Mandalay Bay. Everybody get down, get down, get down, get down.
Police called the 3 minutes of video just a small sampling of what was recorded by officers that night. You can hear torrents of bullets being fired as officers take cover while trying to get people out of harm's way. New images from inside Stephen Paddock's hotel room were leaked to several news outlets, reportedly by police sources, authorities saying they plan to investigate those leaks. These photos obtained by the Daily Mail show a chilling scene. Chairs full of guns, assault rifles on the floor along with spent ammo, and this image of what appears to be the body of Stephen Paddock after he took his own life. Video shows yellow police tape covering the room's blown out door, allegedly caused when Paddock shot at a security officer checking rooms.
The fact that he had the type of weaponry and amount of weaponry in that room, it was pre-planned extensively.
Police say Paddock fired at the defenseless crowd below for approximately 9 to 11 minutes. They also confirm he used something called a bump stock to make the guns even more deadly. The FBI also recovered 3 cameras that were placed inside and out of Paddock's suite.
There were 2 cameras located in the hallway so that the suspect could watch as law enforcement or security approached his room. And there was another camera placed inside the hotel room door peephole so that he could see down the hallway.
A search of Paddock's home near Reno uncovered ammunition and 7 more guns, bringing the total to 47. Authorities hoping now to add new information from Mary Lou Danley. Officials say she left for the Philippines September 25th, the same day Paddock wired $100,000 to an account there. A source close to her family telling NBC News that it was part of a long-term plan to help her and her family build a house.
Steve took care of the people he loved. He helped make me and my family wealthy. This is the Steve we know.
As Las Vegas continues to pray and heal, the motive behind this senseless tragedy is still unclear. And things are starting to return to normal somewhat here in Las Vegas, but everyone, Matt, just trying to get their arms and their hearts around what has happened here.
And it's going to take a long time, Savannah.
Good evening. This is Daryl Terrell from Daryl Terrell Times on Facebook. Scripture tells us that there is evil in the world and that terrible things happen for reasons that defy human understanding. In the words of Job, when I looked for light, then came darkness. Last Sunday, evil came from the shadows to steal the joy and took away the peace from a community and the families of 58 men and women who were spending time with their families, having fun, listening to good music, but paid the ultimate price. They were ordinary people like us who lived extraordinary lives and had their whole lives ahead of them. They were moms and dads and sons and daughters, grandparents and grandkids. They worked in hospitals, police stations, schools, daycare, restaurants, and fishing boats. They served in our military. But most importantly, they were loved, living their lives to the fullest. My heart and prayers goes out to their families. I want to express my profound gratitude to all the police and first responders who rushed into harm's way to save lives. Their courage and professionalism saved lives and kept the carnage from being worse. It's that kind of sacrifice that our law enforcement community makes every single day for all of us. And we can never thank you enough for wearing the uniform and protecting us. This heartbreak tragedy has impacted all of us throughout this country, in our own lives, and in our own community, and in the world. But none of what happened on Sunday can be fully satisfactorily explained to any of us of why it happened. One thing I do know certain in life, bad things do happen, but you cannot lose your faith or hope. Because it says in the scriptures, St. Paul says that all of us in this life see through a glass darkly. So we must walk by faith, not by sight. We cannot lean on our own wisdom. Our hearts may be broken, but our hearts are full of hope because of the 489 people who survived. As we continue to learn about them, their names, their faces, who they were, and the joy that they brought to their families and to their friends and to their communities, and the difference they made in their community and even in the world, we have a reason to hope again. Even in our darkest moments, hope shines the brightest. We are drawn by their strength and their courage. We are inspired by their heroic and selfless acts. A husband shielding his wife, friends helping friends, strangers helping strangers, taking care of each other and saving lives in the face of evil. These men and women remind us the better angels in all of us. They remind us that heroism is found not only on the field of battle. They remind us that heroism does not require special training or any special strength. Heroism is the hearts of so many of you that are listening, just waiting to be summoned. Their actions, their selflessness pose a challenge to each of us. And the men and women taken from us, those who loved them, those who saved lives. We see some of the true character of this country, the better angels in all of us. The love, the compassion, and the fierce resolve we carry us through, not just through this tragedy, but through whatever difficult times that lie ahead for us. Out of this darkness of moments, that gives us hope. Seeing people reflect, seeing the best in humanity displayed, maybe in some cases, minds and hearts changed. It's our strength and our resilience that we can't give into fear or turn on each other. Rather than pointing fingers or assigning blame or why this happened, let us use this occasion to expand our moral imagination, to listen to each other more carefully, to sharpen our instincts for empathy, and remind ourselves of all the ways that our hopes and dreams are bound together. After all, that's what most of us do when we lose somebody in our own lives, in our own family, especially if the loss is unexpectedly or we lose them too soon. It causes us to look backwards, but it also forces us to look forward, to reflect on the present and the future, on the way we live our lives. We may ask ourselves if we have shown enough kindness or generosity and compassion to people in our lives. We ask whether we're doing right by others, and are we doing right by our kids and our community, whether our priorities are in order or in check. We recognize our own mortality, and we are reminded that the times we have left on this earth, because we live on borrowed time, we all know that. But what matters is not how much money or your status or how much power you have or how much influence you have, but rather did we make a difference in the people's life? Or did we make a difference in our own community? May we all can find that strength in our own lives in making a difference in our community and in our people, in our friends' lives. May we all find that same wisdom in how we treat one another. Because in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. We are in this together. We rise and fall together as one people in one community. May God bless the people who lost their lives and those who were injured. May he comfort their families. May he heal the wounded. May he bring solace to those whose hearts have been broken. And may he watch over this country, our community, and your family. And may the Lord bring comfort and healing in the tough days to come to the people of the city of Las Vegas. When we think of those folks we lost, tonight, look to the heavens. And I'm reminded of what Shakespeare said in Romeo and Juliet. When they shall die, take them, cut them out into the stars, and they shall make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night and pay no worship to the dearest sun. May God bless you, your family, our community, in this great country we call home, the United States of America. Thank you for listening. This is Daryl Terrell from Daryl Terrell Times on Facebook. Live your life to the fullest.